Oh man, TT, we got a situation, man. We got a situation here, man, that I want to get some things off my chest
Mm-hmm.
and talk about this situation. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to know your thoughts on it too. Um, the Keke Palmer, Darius
Yes.
Jackson situation. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Usher is somewhere in the middle.
I think they done pulled Jaquez into it too.
Lord have mercy. He's somewhere in the middle of the situation. I kind of want to talk about it a little bit because I think it's important far as within relationships generally, far as
Mm-hmm.
communication styles. I think it's so very important in a relationship that you understand your spouse, your partner, whatever your title is in that relationship. I think it's so very important to understand. I think this situation is definitely deserves a topic of conversation. I want to give you the floor, Queen, to start off with this on your thoughts on the Keke Palmer and her baby daddy Darius Jackson
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, and what's your thoughts on it with this situation?
Okay, so initially when everybody was talking about it, I hadn't seen the video. I just saw like just an image.
Right.
And you know, initially it's like, oh Lord, they're talking about the fact that she's hugging him.
Mm-hmm.
So then I actually went and I looked at the video.
Mm-hmm.
And although the boyfriend's issue was what she had on, I felt like the issue was more so about what transpired because of what she had on. And top of that response in the whole situation. So for me, as a mother, as a young mother, I think about the fact that Kiki is out here just months after her pregnancy and she looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she is living her best life, that she is not falling prey to the things that happens when we talk about body image and how that plays a role in depression after a
Mm-hmm.
given birth,
Right.
and that she didn't run to getting surgery. She's not trying to hide her mommy bump, but she's literally living in her fullness. And I believe that she was having fun and she was just fangirling it out. Like, I feel like it was so lighthearted. It was just her being herself. I mean, we're talking about Keke Palmer here, okay? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she's just a vivacious. Her energy is just electric. She's lovable. She has so much humor.
Right.
And you're at a concert, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she's acknowledged not just because she is just some random woman in the crowd, but because she's Keke Palmer and her name holds weight. She is iconic in her own right,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks beautiful. Now, I could see how her boyfriend could feel some type of way because her ass is out. You can't disregard the fact that her ass is out, right? No,
Mm-hmm.
you can't, right? But does this require him to put a whole statement out there on Twitter? No. Could this be a conversation about the boundaries that you may want to set, or you share your emotions about things that she may put on? That's a conversation. I
Mm-hmm.
think he fell prey to the internet, and that's just how I feel about it.
Okay. Okay. So you felt that he prayed or he fed into the internet
Mhm.
because they were showing the video of her with Usher, and you felt that his emotions got out of whack a little bit, which caused him to respond. That's your perspective.
Yes, I absolutely think that because I don't even want to bring in like hypotheticals. I want to
Mm-hmm.
bring in exactly what we saw, what happened, and if his concern is with her clothing, then let that be the concern and let that be a conversation with her when she gets home,
Mm-hmm.
not to bring another level of discomfort or embarrassment to the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what his response would have been if he had been able to see one of his favorite celebrities. I don't know. I don't even care. But what I do know is that nothing happened to the point where he couldn't say, let me hold this in. I feel like it was more of one of those, he saw something that may have made him feel like, oh, he's a punk or he a simp if he don't say something, or Usher got his girl up there or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And he just started to feel some type of way. And it's just given like, I'm hurt in the moment. I'm balling over. And if I don't say something right now, I'm going to look like whatever. And I just feel like why why he couldn't wait until she got home that evening or that next day to say, "Babe, this outfit is a little risque, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I understand that you're an entertainer and all of the things, but I feel like the cheeks being out like that, because her cheeks was cheeking, honey. Her
Mm-hmm.
cheeks being out caused some unwanted attention, regardless of what Keke have on. If she dressed like a nun, she gonna get attention because she Keke Palmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like because it was revealing in the response of the eyes and the little clips that people were showing of Usher, and the fact that he highlighted how beautiful she looked, how voluptuous she looked. That was the issue. And what I feel like ultimately is the issue
Okay.
is that it was given a lot. Keke was given a whole lot in the situation. It wasn't just a I look good, and when he
Now elaborate on that. When you say she was given a lot, elaborate to me. What do you mean about she was given a lot?
okay, so I'll say this. Because she is in a committed relationship,
Right.
I believe that there was a line where it could have been potentially drawn. And I feel
Or
like this
cross.
is or crossed,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where she could have limited how much of a response she gave in this interaction,
Okay.
you know, or even just acknowledging the fact that, I'm looking good because I am a fabulous mother and I'm in a
Mm-hmm.
happy relationship. Maybe you don't always have to say it,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like there could have been some type of limitation. Now, I did see a moment where she did like this. She
Mm-hmm.
did like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that could have been the reaction of, okay, this is it, her wanting to put a somewhat of a pause on it. But I think that her not wanting to slight or make the situation more or uncomfortable or not natural, or her not being her natural self, how she would naturally respond, that's how it went. And I'm trying to find the right words, but I feel like because it was a little extra twirling, because it was a little extra dipping, or a little bit, interaction with Usher, that it made it very uncomfortable, and it may have implied like you're not operating in a way of which a person who is in a relationship would. And in other people's mind, it's like, well, we know this is a lighthearted situation. We know this is not her doing anything. This is her just fangirling out, enjoying the moment of being the entertainer Keke Palmer that she is. So it's a twofold thing for me. I
Mm-hmm.
see it from all perspectives, so I'm going to be giving all of those views, and that's just how I look at it.
Okay. Okay. I think when you elaborated and said that she crossed the line, um, I want to stay right there. I want to stay in
Mm-hmm.
that pocket. I want to stay in that pocket,
In the pocket.
in the pocket. Um, my situation with Keke, I thought that her attire was inappropriate.
Okay.
You know, it was inappropriate for her attire. Having her ass cheeks out, or what you call booty cheeks. I felt that it was inappropriate for her to wear that outfit. Now, and if you look at what her man has said, he said that it's the outfit, though. You a mom. Now, me, on the other hand, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't care about
Mm-hmm.
everybody's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I care about our opinion on what we are bringing to our platform.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there is a certain way
Mm-hmm.
that a woman should dress. I feel that it is not appropriate for any woman
Mm-hmm.
to have her booty cheeks out
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
open. That's not appropriate. The reason, let me elaborate on my position. The reason why it's not appropriate to me based off on how I was raised, because I think it's very important, I feel, is to bring in how I was raised. I had a
Right.
mom in the home, a mom and a
Mm-hmm.
dad.
Mm-hmm.
And based off on how my mom,
Mm-hmm.
far as gave me advice on the type of woman that you want to have in your life, is a woman that knows how to represent herself very well in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to give me and used to have conversations with me of scenarios, is that one sign of a woman is how they're dressed, how they're able to represent you when you're not with them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm telling you, when you dress a certain way, you get a certain type of response that you may not like. When I say you, the woman may not like. But I will always look at it from a standpoint, okay, what caused them to respond the way they respond? Because you want some attention, how you are dressing.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that you can tell me that it's appropriate. And this is today's society that we're living in.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can tell me that it's inappropriate for a woman to go to an event and to have her cheeks full blown out like that. Let me elaborate, because you know you're going to get some yahoos that's going to say, "Oh, you know what, man? You know he don't know what he's talking about, man. He
Mm-hmm.
controlling and all this type of stuff." That's what they calling him. He's
Mm-hmm.
controlling. But let me give you this caveat. Let me break it down to you.
Break it
If
down.
she was going to the White House,
Mm-hmm.
to the president's house,
Mm-hmm.
would she wear an outfit like that?
She's not at the White House, and
But
she's
what I'm
not
saying
going to
is,
a. She's at a Usher's concert, which
so
is
it's
also like a
appropriate.
nightclub. Yes, it is,
I
and
disagree. I disagree.
it's absolutely appropriate. Not only that, this is literally the season of fashion where sheer clothing is the thing. So
That is not fashion to me. There's
it's
nothing
not a fashion to
fashionable.
you, but it's a
That's not
fashionable
fashionable
to a
to me.
lot of people. And matter of fact, that was the whole theme of the award, that award where they was giving Sierra a lot of backlash. The sheer and see-through was actually the theme of that actual event. So when I think about just her outfit overall, I feel like it's very flattering to how she looks. I understand the booty cheek aspect of it. I feel like maybe if it was shorts, it would have not been a thing. If it was just a little bit more fabric to cover up her cheek, it would have absolutely not been an issue at all. I feel like where this situation went left for the boyfriend in particular is
Mm-hmm.
because she was highlighted in the situation, that
Mm-hmm.
her booty cheeks was put on display for the world to see, to examine, and to look at. And Keke has always been a classy young lady. Always, all of her pictures has shown that, exhibit that, which is why she has been able to last just as long as she's lasted in this industry with a very reputable reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she is still a very wholesome young lady with a whole lot of pizzazz. I feel like, I don't know if her stylist styled her or she styled herself, but we're talking about a concert here.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to a concert, you are going to wear things that you most likely would not normally wear. I think that at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with his feelings being acknowledged in this situation. I think that he has every right to feel what he feels. I just
Mm-hmm.
feel that him taking it to the internet to make it seem like him and his significant other is is not able to have a conversation, like as if you can't reach her, as if you cannot wait for her to get home, to be for it to be blown up to this degree. Whereas we're talking about another celebrity with another celebrity at the celebrity's concert, just acknowledging, giving her flowers, letting her know, like, hey, you're doing well right where you are. Like the things that a mother has to go through. I just have to just really hone in on that aspect of it, because this could really spiral into something. Because from, if anybody looks at the history of what she's talked about with her relationship with him, we're talking about her safe haven, we're talking about her relationship, we're talking about somebody who she didn't go after another celebrity, because she could have been with another celebrity. She chose to be with this young man. And I feel
Yeah,
like,
but hold up,
I
T. But
feel
hold
go
up, T.
ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Okay, when you talking about she chose,
Mm-hmm.
but let's talk about it from the man perspective.
Go
Both
ahead.
of them chose each other.
Right.
See, what I don't want to get misconstrued is I don't even want to like to use the word celebrity, because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
she's a human being just like everybody else.
Right. She is.
And what I'm saying to you, her attire was
Mm-hmm.
inappropriate, and that's my opinion. Not only
Okay.
that, how she reacted with her booty cheeks out, and as you can see right here on the picture, glaring eyes. I call it the syndrome, the gullible syndrome, right? The
Mm-hmm.
gullible syndrome. All
Mm-hmm.
all caught up in the moment.
Right.
What I'm saying to you, it baffles me
Mm-hmm.
how we have people out here that want to go for this man's neck, which I support him. I felt sorry for the man when you have a woman that really you're not even respecting yourself when you wear outfit like this, and you're not respecting your man. Number one. Number two is that when she acts like this and he responds, because when you disrespect, and he felt like she disrespected him openly,
Mm-hmm.
he commented openly. And he said, it's the outfit though. You a mom. Then he
Mm-hmm.
went and made a statement, and he said that we live, as you can see on the screen, we
Mm-hmm.
live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. Now, let me elaborate on that for a minute.
Go ahead.
We have these other women out here that's showing a poor case example on how a woman should act. Sexy Red, Ice
Mm-hmm.
Spice,
Mm-hmm.
Suki. And we have all this stuff on how they're dressing.
Mm-hmm.
They dress also as well with their booty cheeks out, with their breasts all out, and
Mm-hmm.
even what they even talk about. Now, I understand that there's a difference between them and Keke. But
Let's
what I
be
want
clear,
to
please.
say, let me stay in the pocket, is that the attire was disrespectful to her man. And he
Okay.
felt that way. And if he felt that way, at the end of the day, that's his feelings as a man and as a
Mhm.
boyfriend. Keke, I did not like the way you dress going to the concert. I didn't think it was appropriate. You
Mhm.
are a mother now. I don't want our child and
Mhm.
myself to for you to represent me that way and think that it's okay moving forward for you to dress this way.
Which is totally fine. If he had decided to say that on the phone to her or talk to her directly, like, I feel like, why did he have to go to the internet and make this comment as if he cannot talk to her and tell her his feelings directly? Like I said before, I feel like his feelings is valid. I
Mm-hmm.
think that he has every right to feel what he feels.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he says that uh she's trying to please others, no, she could just very well be trying to please and be happy about herself, feeling like, you know what, all my life I wish I was thick and I wasn't going to pay nobody to put some plastic up my body and weird fluids. But now I got it naturally. I got a booty, I got breasts, my skin is glowing, I'm feeling good. Listen, and this is what she felt like wearing, right? And or her stylist thought that she would look, and she looked good in it. I understand why and how he feels about the booty cheeks
It
being out.
wasn't appropriate.
It doesn't.
It's not
I I
appropriate,
think it
T.
all. I get what you're saying. I think it all had to do
I
with
don't care. I don't
because
care how
of the
good she felt.
response.
I don't care if the sun was coming down close to her face and it was glowing and she felt like an angel. I'm telling you, or saying from my perspective, it was not respectful and it was inappropriate for her to wear that outfit. Point blank, period. I don't care who don't like it. I don't
Hmm.
care who disagrees with it. From my perspective, because I know I married a woman. And let me just bring my situation in here. I know my wife would not wear something like that. Now, for as these other women out here, they're sitting here telling him to shut the F up and all this type of stuff. He's controlling. Let me tell you about some of those women. See, half of those women don't probably even have a man. Half of those women don't even have a damn man. Let me be real. Let me just be honest, because sometimes some people get scared to say things. You can't say things, but not me. Some half of those women don't even have a man. The other half of the women, let me tell you something. They talk that rah-rah all that they want. But if they are in a relationship, you're going to have some men that will not have an issue with it. Wait what you wait, baby.
Exactly.
Wait
Right.
what you wait. But there will be another half of those men to say, baby, where you going with that on? You better get back in that room and put on something more appropriate. Where we going with that? And this is what I'm saying, is that for me, it's not appropriate. And I'm saying there's a lot of things that women are doing in today's society that is
Mhm.
not appropriate. How they're dressing is not
Mhm.
appropriate. If you look at the BET Awards, it was a shame on a lot of the outfits that you saw a lot of these women wearing. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I will say to that I do feel like a lot of what's going on is over sexualized. I do feel like they're the days of having more on is looked down upon or granny like or what have you. And women aren't like looked as sexy, but I feel like Keke has shown us literally that you can have more on and you can be beautiful, and that's what we are loving about her. I think that this one situation does not dictate or characterize her or put her in this weird box or in that box of the raunchiness or any of that stuff. I think that
Mm-hmm.
I think that in the sheer world of clothing, I think that's is one of the classiest looks that you could potentially have when it comes down to fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I understand how some may feel like, oh Lord, what they think. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the cheeks was out there. The cheeks was out there. But we're not going to negate the fact that because we got to pull this out. That homeboy he got pictures on the internet in his drawers. Okay,
Come on, T. Come
we
on,
cannot
T.
take we cannot
Come
we
on, T. That's
cannot
that's where we
forget.
going with it
We
though.
gotta go there. We gotta go
That's
there.
fine, but what I'm
We
saying
gotta
is,
go there.
are we gonna use that as an excuse?
We're not using it as an excuse. We're just talking about the part called a kettle black. We're just talking about the fact that we're talking about clothing, okay? Clothing,
Mm-hmm.
an outfit that looks very nice, might I add, outside of, and the cheeks actually still look nice too. It's just that
Oh
it is a little
Lord
appropriate.
Jesus.
It just look it's a little
Come
appropriate.
on, man.
Inappropriate if we're talking about
Inappropriate, man.
being in a relationship if that's not what your partner per se
Nobody wants to
likes or feel
see
comfortable with.
another woman's behind, especially when when the woman is in a relationship with her man and it's an
Mm-hmm.
exclusive relationship. And
Mm-hmm.
see, this is where I say there is failed communication. This is where problems happen. When
That's it.
you don't know
Communication.
your spouse or your significant other or your
Mm-hmm.
partner, and y'all don't communicate about these things should already be in order when y'all are together. This is something that should have been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, babe, I'm going out, I'm going out. This is what I'm wearing. It's cool like that. And because evidently he was not cool with the outfit. And when you do not respect your partner enough to
Mm-hmm.
the point where you can wear an appropriate attire, nobody is sitting here saying that you got to dress like a Baptist, that you got to have
The long skirt.
a long skirt. No, nobody is not saying that. So let's pump the brakes before we for people get all bent out of shape. What we're saying here is what I'm saying is this is a failed communication to
Mm-hmm.
not respect your partner enough to put
Mm-hmm.
on something a little more appropriate
Mm-hmm.
so they can feel respected as your man.
Okay, so hypothetically, because we absolutely don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they have even ever had this conversation. And the reason why I say that is because she wears costumes, fashion every single day. I mean, I can only imagine how many places she has to show up. How I don't know who her stylist is, and he's supposedly quote unquote a model himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if fashion or things that are appropriate or inappropriate has even been a conversation, right? And if so, I don't know if she may have even felt that what she had on was considered something that she felt that he would think is inappropriate, which is what brings me back to my point.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that this issue of what she had on was not something that had to be expressed the way that it was. I think that it could go back to a personal, private conversation that did not allow the beast of the internet to go as wild as it has gone. And now, via Entertainment Tonight, you have it where he's down taking down pictures
They
because of
both have
God.
unfollowed each other.
Yes, they both have unfollowed each other.
Mm-hmm.
They have now, potentially broken up, and there is a brand new baby that's in the situation. What I do know is when you first get with someone, you don't know what is a trigger for that person. It takes years for you to know, to learn and know a person, to know what they like or dislike. It takes years for you to even figure out what you want to shift or adjust or change and pivot
Even
about you in your relationship as well, if that's been a conversation. So I still feel like, however, whatever, I feel like it was he could feel like there was a level of disrespect in the interaction that she may have had.
mm-hmm.
Yes, that's where I feel like there was a problem. I feel like the interaction could have had some boundaries and limitations with Usher.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came down to her outfit, yes, that may have been a cause of how he may have looked at her, I guess, when they are like shooting these pictures and putting them on the internet. But this still could have been a private conversation, because you've now escalated this situation. You've now embarrassed her to a certain degree.
She embarrassed
And
him.
what he may have felt like he embarrassed her, but I think if he took his emotions out of this whole situation and looked at this video for what it really was, the interaction for what it really was, then it would have not gone to this point. Or he could have still had his feelings, but he still could have waited to have the conversation privately, so they could have dealt with it privately. Because now you have millions upon millions of people, mothers, people, girls, women, guys, married, unmarried, all type of folks that have now put their 2 cents into it. You've added another layer of pressure onto this, on top of the sensitivity of them both, because they both just had a brand new, I mean, she gave birth, but they're both dealing with having a brand new baby. I just think that it's unfortunate that it has come to this, because I would never want for what had seemed to be a relationship that was growing and they were fostering something quite beautiful, to have fallen apart. I pray that they can get back together, and this could be just a bump in the road and something for them to work from, because sometimes you just got to learn each other. Sometimes you just have to create boundaries. Sometimes you just have to have those conversations so you both can come to a common place about it. And that's just how I feel about it.
Well, from my perspective, I disagree with the point that, even though you said that he could have waited to do it privately, right? On the
Mm-hmm.
other hand, if he didn't feel like that he could wait to do it privately, if you're sitting here and willing enough to not only wear something that's inappropriate, but then you want to go up here, you all just gullible, and then you got us, because you got some of these women out here, I've seen read the comments, some of the women is saying that, that's Usher Raymond. That's Usher Raymond. I don't care how my man feels. See, that's the problem. That's the problem.
That is a problem.
That's the problem. I don't care how my man feel. He just going to have to get over it. That's Usher Raymond. That's the problem for me, because it's important because a woman wants respect from her man.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? See, this what gets me with some people when they have this mindset that they want somebody to respect them, but they don't want to give that same respect back to their man. I have a problem with that. So when you have a woman that goes out here, that's number one, dressed inappropriately. Then number two, she goes out here, she twirling her ass in a circle. She let him, she twirl it all around so she can see, so he can see everything, how she got in her ass cheek out. That's not cool. That's not cool to me, man. And that was, as I was watching the video, I felt sorry for the man. I felt sorry for the man, because I said to myself, this is not going to go. Hey, we'll see how he reacts. But when he responded, I said, oh yeah, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. And then by him unfollowing her and by him shutting down his social media platform and taking her out the pictures, for some men, that's a problem for them. And this has nothing to do, you'll have some women they'll say, and even some men, oh, he's just insecure. BS. That's not insecure, bruh. Stay in the pocket with me. Stay in the pocket with me. That don't have nothing to do with insecure. That's his morals. He explained himself that my belief system is that every person has their belief system. Every person has their boundaries. When we living in a society now is that when a man speaks up for himself, for his family, and says that he did not like how she dressed and how she acted accordingly, then everybody coming at his head like he insecure, he jealous of you, and that's why she didn't date no other sister. She did the old regular average Joe person. I don't want to hear that, man. The man said what he said. He didn't like it. He didn't not respect it, and he said it. He did it publicly. That's his right. Just like she premeditated by going out there wearing that dress with her ass cheeks out, taking all the pictures with her ass cheeks out, and then going all up on Usher, twirling her little ass around in the circle and all this type of stuff. She did that. And when you do things publicly, sometimes things have to be addressed publicly for you to set a boundary standard as a man.
Well, there you have it, babe. I think we will just have to agree to disagree. I think that I completely understand his emotions and the interaction of her and Usher. I could see how the cheeks could be bothersome and could be taken as inappropriate. It's not something, of course, something I would wear, but that's me. And I
My
think
queen,
that,
a lady.
Thank you. And I believe that Keke is a lady, and I believe that Keke is a queen as well. I just believe that that's just the outfit that she chose to wear. And I think that this situation was a uh, learning experience for her and everyone. Like I said, I just think that it's unfortunate that it has gone to this degree. And I think that it's just a conversation that has really exploded. Um, and
Well,
we'll see where we go from here, because I mean,
I love you, baby. I think this was a good discussion, and it's very good to bring two perspectives, because we don't always agree on things. But one thing that we try to do is to agree to disagree. And doesn't mean that it causes a problem within our marriage or relationships, but it's good to have your partner to have a voice, to be able to express themselves, and that's the meat of what I want to bring out onto this platform. Is Cuddle with Purpose is about everything that we do in our marriage should have purpose that should be included into the marriage. I know a lot of times people say marriage is about being happy, but let me tell you something. Also, the real thing about marriage is about two people coming together because there's responsibilities that two partners must have in the marriage. There's accountability in a marriage. There's responsibilities as adults that you must continue to maintain in that marriage, to protect, to love, to support, for better or for worse, through the ups and the downs. Because marriage is not always peaches and cream, no matter what picture people try to portray out there. But the thing about it is that some people are willing to give up too easy.
Right.
And you have to understand that there's a balance to that. So I want to just say a message to Darius Jackson is that hold your head up, brother. hold your head up. I know you've had a lot of people that have come for you. You've had a lot of people that's come for your head to try to say that you're insecure, that you're a coward, and that you are disrespecting Keke Palmer. But you, for me, in my opinion, you did not say anything that was, that for me, that was so disrespectful that you should have people that's coming for you the way that they're coming for you. As a man, you should always have a voice. Even if you voiced it out publicly, is that's what you felt, that's what you felt. But at the end of the day, on some of the things of your values or things that you didn't like, I agree with it. And you should not be ridiculed for speaking your truth.
Yes.
Hey, y'all. Yeah, if y'all like this video, y'all let us know in the comment sections. Let us know. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Give us your take, your thoughts, your comments on it, and stay tuned to the next Cuddle with Purpose episode.
Oh yeah. Talk to y'all later.
Later.